This is about bios. Um, Take out a sheet of paper, or at least have a sheet of paper, so that you can make some notes. You're not going to hand anything in now. But I'd like you to write something about yourselves for me, and let me tell you the general shape of what I'm looking for. Then we'll figure out who brings cuisine, what the different cuisine teams will be. And yeah, I'm preparing to do this online. There's no substitute for being in the class, with other students, and I can create more memorable experiences for you face-to-face than, like when poor John Justo almost got dropped because he was too shy to admit that he had written something. That's memorable, right? Now, I can create more memorable experiences face-to-face. Online will never be a substitute for that. But I had a young woman, and you just asked me about this, why I shifted to online. You heard I didn't like it. Yes, I've even had extensive training in it now because it's so new to me. About a year and a half ago, a young woman just fainted in Humanities 582. We called the police. She was revived in the hall, and it turned out that she was she was commuting from Antioch, which when you get through with the bus and the BART and everything, was about an hour and a half each way for her. And she was just exhausted. She was exhausted. And then so many of you guys have full workloads. And then I started to think about people who were pregnant but were still trying to stay in school. And people who can't afford childcare costs a fortune now. Can't afford to have, people with little kids, and they can't afford to finish their education because they have to they can't afford childcare. And here in California, your mom might live in New Jersey, it just doesn't work out. And just the people who are working one job, two jobs, and you don't know, but this is the 30th year that I'm teaching. When I first came here, this was such an inexpensive neighborhood on the wrong side of town. There wasn't even a mall. There was a little shopping center, and it didn't accept Visa. It didn't accept any credit cards, because this was kind of a rough area here. And it was very affordable, and people could just walk right over to school. Now it's Silicon Valley North, and you have these tremendous commutes. My God. So in this school, everybody talks a lot about working class people, but they don't do a hell of a lot. I wanted to do something, and so I'm trying to make iLearn versions of my courses. Now, of course, the iLearn version of London isn't going to be as good as what we do together here. There isn't that, the Holy Ghost isn't here, the communion and the Spirit. But if you're busy trying to stay in school and you're 7 months pregnant, or you have a 2-year-old, it's a good deal for you. So I'm doing it, and that's why I'm taping some of the main lectures. Joe, I'll turn it off, and I want to start a new lecture.